Hey Physique Freaks, how's it going? Scott Tuzan on MetabolicMasterpiece.com coming at you with some of my favorite variations of rest pause training. We're talking about traditional rest pause sets, Myo-reps, 100 rep sets, and multi-angle rest pause sets. These training variations are freaking incredible for causing some serious metabolic stress, metabolic damage, metabolic fatigue, and basically you're going to get a serious pump on. So these training variations are mainly focused on hypertrophy. You can gain some strength by practicing these training variations depending on the rep range that you select. So I've got some different exercises I'm going to go through showing you these different variations of rest pause training. Enjoy.
And we'll begin with the traditional rest pause training where you select a target rep range for your initial activation set, select a rest period that's fairly short, and then try to do as many more reps as you can on that second set with that short rest period. I'm going with 8 to 10 reps here on my initial activation set. Depending on your goals, my goal is hypertrophy mainly. If your goal is strength focused, you may want to do 5 to 6 reps on that initial activation set. If you're strength focused, then you may want to extend the rest period close to the 30-second mark. Whereas myself, hypertrophy focused, I like to keep the rest period around 10 seconds. When you're keeping that rest period short, fatigue is going to kick in pretty damn quick, and you will be maximizing the activation of every muscle fiber in that target muscle group. Here we got Myo-reps. I absolutely love Myo-reps. So you're going to select, again, an activation set target rep range. I'm going with 12 to 15 reps here. And I'm going to keep the rest to around 5 to 10 seconds and aiming for 4 reps for each consecutive set after this. So whereas rest pause was just an activation set and then one more set, as many as you could do, Myo-reps, this variation in particular, you're going to pick an activation set and then a target rep that you want to hit all the way through. So I'm going for 4 here, and you want to keep the rest 5 to 10 seconds. I'm going to keep going until I can no longer do 4 repetitions. So keeping the rest short. So I'm going, I think, 12 to 15 reps on an initial activation set, then 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And then when I can only do 3 reps, that's it. I stop the set. And again, with Myo-reps, you can vary the rep range for that initial activation set. There's some exercises, especially compound movements, I like to do 6 to 9, 6 to 8 reps on that initial activation set, and then 2 reps for each of the Myo-rep sets. So in that scenario, I would keep going until I can only get 1 rep on that set, and then that would end that Myo-rep set. You can do 15 to 20 reps, and then pick that 4 to 5 rep for each Myo-rep set afterwards. So don't get stuck in the one Myo-rep kind of rep range there. Play around with all of them and see how your body responds. It's a different feel for each one. Like the 6-2-2-2-2 is going to be a completely different feel than 15-3-3-3 or 15-4-4-4-4. So it's a different feel, and again, I think it depends on the muscle group that you're working, and whether it's an isolation exercise like the lateral raises right here. I wouldn't want to go 6-2-2-2 on this one, but say with a bench press, 6 to 8 reps on that activation set, then 2-2-2-2 works out exceptionally well. So I am approaching the end here, and really the goal, you want to at least get 10 extra reps above and beyond your activation set. So here I'm struggling to get that third. I know it's done. So we've done rest pause the traditional way, we've done Myo-reps, and now we're looking at a 100 rep set here. And on these 100 rep sets, I really like to aim for a higher rep range on that initial activation set. Right around the 20 rep mark, 20 to 25 reps. It's going to feel nice and easy, especially those first 15 reps or so. The weight is going to be nice and light. And you may think it's kind of silly. What kind of benefit am I getting from those first 15 reps if it's that easy where you don't really feel much? But you really need that initial buildup of fatigue in order to maximize the stimulation of and the recruitment of all the muscle fibers afterwards in these next sets here. And what I really like about that initial 20 to 25 reps is that I really use it as an opportunity to enhance my mind-muscle connection. So it's light, so I'm really able to control it with incredible form and really focus on steering that neural drive to exactly where I want it to hit in my lats. I'm keeping my shoulders down, driving my elbows in a particular area, backwards, down and back, and trying to feel it in a certain area of my lats. It's very easy to let those shoulders creep up a little bit, those elbows flare out a bit, feel it a little bit more in the traps. My upper back is pretty well developed. Of course I want to get it thicker still, but it's that mid to lower aspect of the lats that I really want to bring out. So I'm really focused on kind of keeping those elbows a little closer to my body, driving them kind of down towards my hips and up, and making sure I get a nice little arch in my lower back. And to me, that's how I can feel a lot more tension in that lower aspect of my lats. So that's what I'm doing on those initial activation sets, just kind of getting that movement pattern going, and then towards the end, like when I get to that 20-25 rep mark, the fatigue is kicking in. And with all these rest pause techniques, that initial activation set, I always like to leave a rep or two in the tank. I don't like to go to complete fatigue or failure on those initial sets, because it makes it very difficult to keep the rest period to a minimum when you're going to complete failure and fatigue on the activation set and then every set afterwards. So with this 100 rep set, even here, each set I'm not forcing out any kind of reps. I'm not going to complete failure with each set. I'm always leaving a rep in the tank, and that allows me to really keep that rest to a minimum and just keep building on it. It also allows me to maintain good form, because I know when I go to failure, complete muscle fatigue there, your form ends up getting even a little bit sloppy towards the end, and then when you begin your next set, form is not quite as good as if you leave that one rep at tank and you still feel somewhat as fresh as you can feel during these sets as that pump is kicking in. And you can really see that vascularity kicking in here. The pump is really becoming insane at this point here. And it's a bit mind over matter as you get towards the end. The burn really kicks in. Still trying to really keep that rest at under 10 seconds. It can be a challenge at the end, but you're better off kind of keeping that rest period shorter and just doing fewer reps each set. Vascular is just, I mean, the pump is insane. And again, with the lighter weight, really trying to keep that focus on my back. My back is really beginning to cramp up at this point, as you can see. So although you see my arms pumped and the biceps are getting involved here, the weight is lighter, and it really allows me to focus on contracting my back muscles. If I bumped up the weight a little bit too much here, my arms would get a little bit too much involved, kind of defeat the purpose for me. I really love, as a physique artist, training for aesthetics. I love to train for the feel, and really making sure that I'm maximizing the benefits of every single rep that I perform. So in the beginning sets there, like that first 20 to 25 reps, there's like, I'm really dialing down the activation of my biceps. It's like maximum stimulation of my lats and back muscles. And it gets a little bit tougher as you get towards the end here and your back begins to fatigue. Then your biceps you're gonna start feeling them get a little bit more involved in the movement. Getting close to the end here. It just, I mean, the pump is ridiculous. Again, the mind-muscle connection is outstanding. It's just one of the benefits, some of the benefits of doing these types of rest pause training It's very time efficient. I mean, you're getting a lot of work done in a short period of time because the rest period is so short. You're maximizing the recruitment of your muscle fibers. Enhances that mind-muscle connection I've been talking about. It's really easy on your joints. It really takes any kind of tension off your ligaments, tendons, joints, and keeps all the tension on, not only on your muscles, but on the target muscles. You don't have to move around from machine to machine, so it's not like you're occupying a lot of space here, but it's definitely all these variations. It's great from month to month. I'll kind of switch up the type of variation that I'm in there. Just adds for some great variety, great pump, just a great focused workout. And the last one is the multi-angle rest pause, using the example on for the dumbbell chest press. So we're starting at a high incline here, looking at about a 75-degree angle on the bench, so not quite a shoulder press. It's a real high incline, kind of targeting that upper pec region. And you're just going to, ideally you want to have a partner here who's going to adjust the bench for you. And when you're using a challenging weight, it's good to have a spotter close by for their last set. So I hit 6 reps on the first set. So you're really trying to select a weight that will allow you to do 6 controlled reps on that first set, leaving a rep in the tank for the first set. You don't want to go to complete failure and fatigue on that very first set there. Now we're aiming for 6 reps again here. It's kind of like a drop set. It's like a hybrid between a rest pause and a drop set, because each angle that you're lowering down, you're stronger in that position. So it's like you're making it easier and easier in terms of weight, but because you're only getting like 10 seconds rest there, the fatigue builds up, and by the time you get to the flat bench, it becomes incredibly difficult. So we were looking at about 75-degree angle, 60-degree angle, 75, 45, that's about 20 degrees, and now we're going to drop it all the way down to flat. So just looking at 10 seconds rest, and here we're aiming for a target rep, 6 reps every single set that we're doing here. Just a fantastic way. Each one of these methods is just fantastic, causing some serious metabolic stress, an incredible pump, just great for those aesthetic muscle gains. I hope you enjoyed this video. Look forward to hearing your feedback and variations that you've included with rest pause training.